Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to take a look at the Masterpiece Jetfire. Is it Jetfire? Skyfire. Yep, Skyfire. So, yeah, here he is. Before we get started, it's kind of like a running joke with me and my friend Chris, that I always mistransform something on this, on a figure. Like, there's always something that's slightly askew or slightly changed. And he was telling me before I did this review, when I first got this figure, he was like, everyone gets the backpack wrong on him. So he sent me a video, and I watched the video, and I'm pretty sure I got the backpack right. But then he's like, oh, I'll wait and see. So the question is, Chris, do I have it right? Or what else do I have wrong with this guy? He's a little rickety, though. That's one thing I'm going to say right off the bat. He feels a little on the rickety side. We're going to kind of re-angle the camera here. There's some things I really like about this figure, some things I'm not a huge fan of, but we'll kind of get into that. So before we get really into it, let's get him out of the way, and then we'll camera down, and we'll take a look at some of the accessories. So, first and foremost, he's got this faceplate. Let's see here, and I believe you could just pry it off like that. So there's the faceplate. And then, in addition to that faceplate, he's got other options. So he's got this stoic face. He's got slightly smiling face. And then he's got, like, more of a surprise face. So it's just kind of up to you which one you want to go with. And what's cool is he also comes with this mask. Now, this mask does fit over the face just fine. It doesn't hold in place, but I believe that this is a magnet. So when it's... yeah. So when you get it right, it'll just lock into place. So what you do is you take your face that you want, plug it on there, that, and then you can take this faceplate, and there you go. It's pretty cool. The one thing is like the Transart Black Arachnia that we looked at not too long ago. The problem is this magnet, it's not all that strong. So it's like, I wish they would have gone with a stronger magnet so that it would hold on, or a tab. I kind of, it's like, it's cool, but I also, kind of want a more secure connection there. Alright, next options that he has, he's got a Decepticon plate and a blank plate. So if you want to take his chest plate, and this just slides off like that, and you could just put that on there, or the blank one. Whichever you prefer. I mean, I'm just going to go with Autobot and leave it call it a day there. He then also comes with... he's got this little clear adapter piece. I'm sure it plugs in somewhere. I don't know where. I don't really care either. He's got the... just a recolor of the same display base we got with the Seekers, and I believe Black Arachnia came with one as well as this guy. And we got instructions and the card. I'm just going to open it up to see if there's any other features that I've missed. Let's see here. Opening doors. that's transformation. Transformation's not all that challenging, to be honest. I didn't really need instructions. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's really all there is to it, is there? Or at least from the instructions. Alright, and then, so let's get this stuff out of the way. Alright, now the next accessory he has is his blaster. Now, it's a nice big gun. Nice silver finish on there. Looks great. And then it comes with these two blast effects. Now, you can plug the blast effect in, but only into one side. So, that's not great. But this just plugs into his hand, holds it fine, no issues there whatsoever. I wonder, nope. What about, yeah, these can plug into the back jetpack. He's a big boy, so he's kind of hard to manipulate in a little camera setting. Alright, now the last thing he comes with are these three little minifigures. So you got Optimus Prime. So this is Masterpiece Optimus Prime version 4, I believe, at this point. I don't think the head does anything. Shoulders on a ball joint. He's got a hinge at the elbow. Waist swivel. Ball jointed hips. And a bend at the knee. He's pretty well done. It's got this nice, I don't know if it's paint, like the blue, but it's got a nice finish to it at least. So it looks good. Then he's got wheeljack, head, nothing at the head, shoulders are on ball joints, hinge at the elbow. This one kind of falls apart a little bit easier. Hips, ball joints, and then hinges at the knee. And then Jazz here. Nothing at the head, ball jointed shoulder, bends at the elbow. His wrists or his hands seem to be like in this kind of position. So I'm sure that's like steering the jet or something, which I always find weird. It's like it's a sentient being. Why are you steering it? Hips, ball joints, and then knees hinge. So that works pretty well. Now, real quick, while we've got these guys all out, it's not the greatest angle, but I wanted to show you what they look like. Let me just re-angle this real quick. This is the little mini guys that come with the X-Transbot's Perceptor. Now, they have horrible paint jobs for their faces, but so there's the Perceptor. Here is Bumblebee and Brawn. So scale-wise, I'd say they're actually pretty close to each other, or at least close enough that it works for me, especially, in this size. So it's like if you wanted to get a bunch of little guys, this would be a great way to do it. Just pick up, Jetfire and the Perceptor, and then you got a whole bunch of little mini guys. It's kind of fun. I won't lie. I have been enjoying this, having these guys. Just to kind of fiddle with. So move these guys out of the way. Alright, now let's get back to the big boy. Alright. Alright, so the first thing you're going to notice when you put them down is the hips are like I said, a little on the rickety side. He's kind of top heavy. I mean, he stands fine, but because of the way things kind of angle and get put together, it just makes him a little on the floppy side. It just it's like when I looked at the the Fans Toys Jetfire, he was very much a solid chunk of plastic. So, take that as you will. The head is on it's got a hinge at the top, and then another hinge here, and then there is a ball joint, I believe, in there. So, you could get this all the way down. You can get them really good up. You get the side to side, left and right. It moves really well. While we're here, it also does open up, and you've got his little brain capacity that you can have people working on. All of that works great. Shoulders are annoying for me. There's a tab that doesn't quite want to stay tabbed in, so let's go to this one. So it does rotate around, and then there is a hinge in and out. Now, from this, where it all plugs in together, all of this can function to untab to increase mobility in the arm. So you can pull this out and get that all the way up if you wanted to. And then you can also pull this out and have a butterfly joint. And these tabs here are annoying to get back in. It took me a long time to get this one in. That's why I didn't want to do anything on that side. And now this one's not wanting to go back in. It's obnoxious. There we go. So yeah, that one goes up. And this one can come down. And then so you get like all these little bits of mobility that really help with posing his arms. There we go. Obnoxious shoulders, just because they don't lock in super tight. So just be mindful of that. Damn it. See? You can't do one thing without something coming on then with those shoulders. So bicep swivel, bends at the elbow, great bend. All that works great. Wrist swivels, hinges in and out. There is a thumb hinge and hinge. It doesn't swivel, so it's kind of always stuck in this position, which I guess is better than other robots that have stuck thumbs, like just off the top of my head because he's still sitting over here. Here is the Metagate pterosaur, whose thumb is stuck in this position, which is just stupid. Alright. Each finger can hinge, or they're all pinned in at the base, and then they each have one hinge. And they look like they're all metal pinned in. So they're all pretty stable, no floppy fingers. The hands are done really well. The shoulders are not. And I'm getting really frustrated here. It's like if they would have just made this tab in just a little tighter, then I wouldn't have to worry about like, oh, I'm going to move his elbow, so the shoulder thing's going to come undone. No waist articulation. Hips are funky. So let's rotate down to the hips. So they have a hinge here that gets you all the way up to there. But then this whole assembly also comes up. So it's like you can get past that, but it looks funky. It's just the way it's all kind of built, and then you just have to have patience with it. You can't just quickly throw things around. Ratchets out to the side. and then there is a thigh swivel. It just, it's like the ratchets have a little more play than they should, because you've got two ratchets. You got one here and one here. So this is the play on ratchet one, on the big one, and then this is the play on the little one. So when you put them together, you got quite a bit of play in that leg. And same with the in and out. So it's just like, had they just done that a little bit tighter, it's like like I said, he's stable. It's just, he just feels odd. It's hard to explain. He's got a double bend knee. Gets a good range of motion there. The knee is kind of like individually hinged, so it's just like you have to kind of work with it to get them to look together, because you see like this one's sticking out and this one's flush, so you have to kind of just work with it until you get it right. Just, yeah. The feet are on rockers, and they have a little bit of tilt, but because of these plates here, it doesn't function all that super great. Yeah. And then cleans up pretty well. I mean, it looks pretty cartoon accurate. It's like at times though, it's like his left leg seems like it's longer than the right leg, and I'm sure it's just because ratchet A is not perfectly aligned with ratchet B or something, and it's just weird. It's just annoying. Like, I just kind of, it's just, yeah. See how he's kind of like leaning to the right here. Like, yeah, I don't know, guys. Alright, and then he can hold his gun. It just plugs into his hand. Like that. The hand, fingers around it. And there you go. Alright, and then for size comparison, here he is with the Transform Element Prime. So yeah, he's a pretty big boy. There's some things on him that I really, really like. There's other things I don't. I really like. I like the finish on him. He's got this nice, like, kind of gloss white finish. The Fans Toys is just the original release anyway. Is just bare plastic. I believe they did a premium version of him, but it's like, I'm not paying that kind of money on eBay for it. For a character I wasn't ever that fond of. And obviously the Autobots weren't either, because I always find it like such a dick move of them. Like, oh, he's buried in the snow, he must be dead. Oh, you know what? We need a ride. Let's go dig up Jetfire, see what he's been doing. And it's like, dude, you could have dug him up at any time, but once you need something, you'll go get him. I just thought that was a dick move. Good job, Prime. But anyway, it's good. It's not great. The biggest problem I have with mine is like the play in the joints. Just how, he seems like he's slanted, and I'm betting, like, if you look at the knees, I bet it has something to do with that. So if you look at the knees, like, this one's got like a big gap here, and this one doesn't. So I'm sure it's just something that needs to get realigned. And shit like that is annoying. Like, I shouldn't have to sit here trying to realign this knee to try and get him to stand more straight. It's just like, why would that? I don't know. I just don't know, guys. And that is way too much play in between ratchets. So that's your first click. I mean, he is a very wide A stance. But it's just, yeah, there's just too much play in it. It's like they wanted to do something really well, and it has potential, but it's like they just don't have the skill to pull it off. So ultimately, I recommend him slightly. I'd say if you're in the market for a Jetfire, you don't have the Fans Toys, I would not trade to this. Even if you're going more tuned, because the Jetfire, the Fans Toys one is close enough, I'd say. So I would not trade Jetfire, the Fans Toys, for this. If you don't have one, he's great. He's a great price for his size, especially being official MP. He's a great price, so you won't be disappointed there. And it's like, if they would have ironed out his joints and stuff like that, I'm sure there's going to be a third-party company out there at some point that's going to be like, hey, here's hip replacements for your Masterpiece Jetfire. And it's like, cool, I'm in. I probably would buy that, depending on how hard it is to take the hips apart. So ultimately, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. He looks good. He just doesn't function very well. So I don't know if I would, give him a full recommend or not. Like I said, function is just, it needs to be improved. You can't just do a half-ass job on stuff like this, But anyway, I guess that's all I got for him.